Why play Yorick top? Well, he is the split pusher. He absolutely shreds through towers, he farms incredibly easily, and he's very difficult to hard counter. However, he does require good macro to be great, and he does much prefer split pushing and not team fighting. Yorick's passive is he creates graves. Every time he gets a last hit with Q, or for every enemy champion, large monster, or just enough things die nearby him, he creates a grave. And he can have up to 4 of these graves at one time, and they interact with his abilities. Yorick's Q is an auto attack reset, which enhances his next attack to gain bonus range, deal bonus damage, and heal him. And if there are at least 3 graves nearby, and this ability is on cooldown, you can activate it again to raise minions out of the graves. Yorick's W creates a circular terrain which can knock enemies aside if they're hit by the terrain. This terrain can be damaged by enemies' basic attacks where it starts off with 2 health, and then when it's got 3 points in the ability it has 3 health, and when fully maxed it has 4 health. Yorick's E throws out a cone skill shot which deals damage to, slows, and marks enemies hit. Landing this on an enemy champion or monster causes your minions to come out of their grave. They will then jump at the marked target and deal additional damage to them. In addition, Yorick and the Maiden gain increased movement speed towards these marked enemies. Yorick's ultimate calls out the Maiden, which comes with some of your minions as well, and she'll follow you around. She will constantly attack and damage your target, including towers. Yorick can also reactivate this ability to send her freely down a lane to push it until she dies. For combos, land E into your W before walking up and attacking into your Q. The more graves you have available to summon minions to jump on your opponent, the more devastating this combo will be. For matchups, Yorick is great into champions who won't be able to stop him from simply pushing them in, and he can struggle into champions with great engage who can force him into a fight. For runes, take this, he stacks Conqueror with ease. For build order, start Shield and Pot into a Profane Hydra and tier 2 boots. After this, a Serelda's Grudge and Opportunity are great pickups before finishing a build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start Q then E then W before maxing Q then E then W, taking ult whenever you can. However, if you need additional safety, you can max W second to give it some extra hits. And for summoner spells, take Flash and Teleport. Starting the game, your main focus is going to be on farming hard. On your first back, if you can get Hydra, you can just constantly hard push your opponent in. And when you hit level 6, you have Maiden to help you push even harder. When fighting with Maiden, you're incredibly strong, however do be careful with her. Your opponent will know if he can isolate her and kill her, you'll be at a massive disadvantage. Meanwhile, keep constantly getting last hits in with your Q, which not only create graves but also heal you. And then when you do land your E into W combo, you'll deal massive damage with all the extra minions. Entering the mid game, you want to take your tower as soon as possible and start the split push pressure. You push towers so quickly and so easily you become a massive threat. So keep pushing until multiple members try to stop you and then back off. And if they don't respond fast enough, simply take their base. Entering late game team fights, you normally want to pull pressure to the side lane then teleport in. As you mainly just build damage, you want to play somewhat behind your front line. You deal fairly good damage to tanks, so keep putting out tons of damage. Meanwhile, look for a chance to EW one of their carries to make their life incredibly difficult.